Right, well, we keep being told, I see, that education is the answer, the solution to all our problems. If we had a properly educated workforce, we would have growth, economic growth, we'd vanquish poverty. You know, this is actually one of the ludicrous myths that's propagated by people who, I think, create wish lists. No implementation. However, education is one of the keys, perhaps the key, to a better and more prosperous future, but not in isolation. And that is the problem. It's dealt with in isolation. What we require, actually, is a stable economic and political environment in which education, the system of education, can survive and thrive. And we won't have what we have now, which is a gross waste of human potential from the earliest possible ages. Take, for example, this week I've seen that the Pietermaritzburg-based action group, PAXA, have come up there with some very well-reasoned figures, pointing out, for example, that while the child support grant, on which many millions of families rely, has gone up by 20 Rand, but food prices to provide an adequate and nutritionally adequate diet for a young child has gone up by 75 Rand. That's per month. And the child support grant in the first place at 350 Rand was grossly inadequate. It costs, on a very good estimate, more than 570 Rand a month to adequately, on a nutritionally balanced diet, feed a young child. It's a very worrying situation. Food prices up, fuel prices up, unemployment up. There's a reported brain drain, everything from farmers, 800 or so of them who are now apparently applying their skills to countries such as Mozambique, Zambia, and Congo-Brazzaville. More than 30,000 nurses, according to the main nurses union, DENOSA, are now working in the Gulf states and countries in Europe. We have engineers who are departing. It's all severely depressing. But we're still a wealthy country, classified by all the international institutions as middle income, which is simply a reflection of the vast gap between the rich and the poor. But we also have a banner of hope, and that is our Bill of Rights. We have a system, an economic and political machine that seems to conspire against that Bill of Rights. But at the same time, there are obvious signs of rebellion by people. Some of this is nihilistic and disruptive. But others give a glimmer of light in the gathering gloom that we are seeing around us. This is happening within agriculture, and particularly within education, where we're seeing people who are taking command of their position, of their situation, managing their own affairs. And what is common to all of these groups, even the nihilistic ones, seems to be an egalitarian ethos. And that, I think, is extremely positive. It's summed up, I think, by that old slogan: educate, organize, agitate, to bring about real transformation. Anyway, that's what I think I will focus on in my Inside Labour column this week, which you can access on this platform, Fin24, tomorrow, and a version of which will appear in the City Press business section on Sunday. In the meantime, as always, it's over to you. Let's have your comments, let's have your criticisms, let's have your opinions on particularly the question of education in our current environment, let alone the environment as a whole. Once again, always send them in to editor@fin24.com. That's editor@fin24.com. And for this week, that's all from me. Cheers.